Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? We just got back in last night from Wadsworth, Ohio. Competition up there, blue tip strongest. I took second, as some of you guys know. We're just sitting here. I took my daughter and one of her friends to the beach. The cold water feels good on the sunburn and the muscles. Sun feels good. I mean, beach recovery is best recovery. I'm sure someone says that somewhere. I say it for sure. Anyway, took second in the competition. I trained the whole time as a middleweight. In April, I competed at World Strength Games as a middleweight at 260 pounds, something like that. 264 pounds. And Saturday I weighed in at 255. But I had trained this whole time. I misread the thing on Iron Podium. I thought I was doing middleweight. So I thought it was 264 and under. 230 to 264 was middleweight division. Well, no. Apparently I'm not the only one that made that mistake, but all my weights were lighter than what they were in comp. Like, all my weights in competition were 50 to 75 pounds heavier sometimes than what they were in training. So I wasn't prepared for that, but I drove all the way. I brought the whole family up there, and I had been training for months for it. I think a lot of guys would have been like, well, I can't do this, and they probably would have went home. I'd like to think a lot of you wouldn't do that. But buddy Kevin said, we have to bump you up a weight class. Is that okay? Everything's going to be heavier. Well, I said, I'm here. Let's do it. So I thought that was an interesting start to the day. And my wife was like, well, what are the weights? And I'm like, well, I don't really want to know the weights, because it's just going to be a mental block. And I peeked at them, so I knew they were higher, but I tried to ignore it for most of the day. It was an interesting day. It was like 95 degrees outside. But man, everybody was in like such great spirits. Nobody lost their cool, nobody lost their temper. This sucked, but it was kind of cool. A guy was doing the frame carry and he snapped his tibia and fibia, his leg. I mean, it was a bad break. But the strongman community, there was someone whistling at me. The strongman community is such a great one. It was like everybody just jumped into action. There were like Kevin grabbed his splint and stuff. Kevin, the guy who's throwing the event, and there was nurses there, and they put him in a splint. They set his bone. So by the time the EMTs had showed up, they had basically taken care of it. So they took him to the hospital. He had surgery, and he should be good to go in 6 to 12 months. So that's good news. It's pretty scary. You guys training for frame carry, you got to be ready for variations in frames and stuff like that. A lot of them are homemade. They don't really sell huge frames at Walmart. But you got to be prepared for variations, like loose bolts and stuff moving around and all that. But this was a good frame. I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any problems with swinging or swaying, although, but I've carried frames before. Just be careful, I'm sure everybody knows that. Hercules hold. I didn't even look at my time. I was very disappointed. You guys, some of you know, I was really looking forward to the Hercules hold. I've got a good grip. I know I do, from lifting natural stones and stuff like that. But whenever I grabbed the handles and they had to let the sides down, they're supposed to do it real easy. But at some point the Hercules hold had broken and they rigged it up with a new thing. And I don't know if that was making it more difficult or whatever, but I grabbed a hold of the, and this is nobody's fault, you know, I wasn't prepared for it. It's the first time ever doing one, but one side landed sooner than the other, and then they let go of the other side, and I just kind of I wasn't set in my spot. So from the get-go, I just lost my footing. It didn't go well, and I thought that was going to be my event. It was right after frame carry too, you know, so it's a couple grip events right back to back. But my grip should have been warmed up enough, you know. But I just lost my footing, got off balance, never regained it, and you know, didn't do too hot. The frame carry was a lot heavier than what I trained for. This is the funny thing. I told Kevin, the event organizer, I was like, if I would have been here and done the weights that I trained for, I was like, I would have ran away with this competition. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, you're a heavyweight, not a middleweight. and I mean, the guy I was competing, one of the guys, the guy who won, that I was competing against, was such an awesome dude, super strong guy. Started his new gym in West Virginia. Any of you guys live in West Virginia, I'll put the gym name down at the bottom here. Really great guys. It's him and his twin brother and another guy. I forget their names. I'll write it all down at the bottom. But anyway, then the truck tire deadlift. Let's see what we have. Well, there was a press medley. I've got to work on my keg press. Everyone zeroed the keg press in my division. There was a sandbag, keg, axle. Everyone zeroed the keg. So I wasn't the only one who needs to work on his keg. See, this is the thing. I trained for a lighter keg. And I grabbed the keg I trained for and put it up. And then when I went to the heavier keg I was now doing, I just couldn't get it up there. So, but I've got to do a 200-pound keg in October for Oktoberfest. So I've got to start training for that. I got to get that movement down. Such an awkward movement. But and then so the truck tire deadlift, I tied for the event, went on that. You know, deadlift's been going pretty good for me, so you guys know that. And again, it was 50 pounds heavier than what I trained for. And I decided to go without straps, which is not a good move, but it's the way I train, and it was the limiting factor. You know, I tied for the event win, but I should have had the win. I need to train more with straps, you know, and get used to that whole that movement, you know, with the straps. I'm not used to straps. But anyway, it's another thing too with like belts and stuff. I've got to start training with equipment. Some people make the assumption that, oh, he's not as strong because he's training with belts and all that stuff. It's like, well, you lift more weights with the equipment, so start using the equipment. Okay. That's just bottom line. You know, there are guys out there that are not using straps and deadlifting 850 pounds. I hope that's you. Chances are it's not you. Get some straps in you. Also work on your grip, but you got to use equipment, especially in competition. So it's going to give you an edge. And then, of course, the stone run. You guys have seen video of the stone run. Everyone used tacky. I didn't use it. There was a little bit of residue still on the Atlas stones, but I didn't use the tacky. The heaviest one was 250, and it was a 4-stone race. I think the first one was 130 and went up to 250. You know, I did it in 14.9 seconds or something like that. Should have been faster. I keep watching the video over and over again, like, this should have been a lot. I should have went faster. Anyway, I had a great day. Everything was awesome. Like I said, finished second. And finishing second in a division that I didn't even know I was going to be competing in with heavier weights, I'm happy with that decision. how's everybody doing? Hope you guys like this video and follow for more. Hope I didn't ramble too much. I like to stay on topic. Sometimes it doesn't always happen. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. I'm supposed to, my wife says I need to start talking more on this show, on this channel. Something maybe I used to do a little bit more, but yeah. I like watching your guys' video. I like hearing you guys talk. Cody, Training Hacks, Florian over there at Training Hacks. That dude's awesome, man. If you're not watching that channel, get over there and do it. Creative Training Hacks on YouTube and Creative Training Tweaks on Instagram. Florian. And of course Cody over at the Stone Circle. I'm sure all of you by now know Cody. He's incredible. He's such a smart dude. Paul from Oregon. He's such a cool dude. Danny's still on his strongman journey. He's really putting the hammer down, getting the work done right now, and I'm super proud of him. We're all rooting for you over here, Danny. I hope most of you have stuck around at this point. Yeah, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of people. Terry Conjugate Iron, he just competed a couple weeks ago. That's a cool dude. That's a good channel. Check it out. Strong guy. Gen X. You guys don't know Gen X. Angry Marine, Gen X. Awesome dude. I'll be hanging out with him again in Vegas next year, or St. George. Hopefully we get together and get some food or something. But I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of people. So, all right. You guys take care. Bye.